Hey there, beautiful besties. Call here. Happy Sunday. I hope you all had just an amazing weekend. I hope I hope you did lots of fun things. I hope you had lots of little wins and maybe a couple big wins too. Yeah, so let's look at today's good words. In the end, we only regret the chances that we didn't take, right? And I think that is very true. Very, very true. I think that is some solid, good advice, my friends. All right, so what do we have today? Well, my friends, we have two really, really cool pairs of what I like to call rock and roll earrings, right? Because, I'm a rock and roll girl. And so, yeah, so I made two pairs of Valentine's earrings. So we're going to have an appetizer and then we're going to have a main course. Using the same hearts from GGC's latest bead box. And guys, these hearts were in both the opalite bag and they were also in the amethyst bag. So if you guys got either one of these bags, you have these hearts. Now, the rest of the beads that I'm using did not come in the GGC bag, but that's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to, this is my last Valentine's push. And I also have two really sweet Beady friends that I would like to send Valentine gifts to. And I know they're not going to get it by Valentine's Day because, it's already like the 10th or something now, or it will be in an hour. It's about 11 o'clock on Sunday now. So, yeah, anywho's. But we're going to make them anyway, and I'm going to send them because, listen, when things I do, when it happens on time, then people question, like, is everything okay? Because they're used to, I'm a little bit behind schedule sometimes. I'm not proud of it, folks, but it is what it is. All right. So our first beady good pair of delicious rock and roll earrings is this little stunning pair right here. Now, I know it's very hard. Let me bring some lightage into here. I know it's very hard to see that little slight wire wrapping. And there's a reason for that, because that actually was when I first made this earring. I intended that to be the actual back. And this is what I thought would be the front. And I just thought it was a fun little way to do a texture, right? To kind of do like what I want to call invisible wrap loops, because they're kind of like wrapped. It's wrapped wire, like you're making a wrapped loop. But instead of it being like multiple head pins, it's just a couple wrap loops on one head pin, but without the loop. That's what I was thinking. I was being like Harry Potter. I was like a little wizard. But what had happened was after I made it and then I turned it around to the back, the little wire swirls were on there, and I said, oh, they're just so cute. Now, if you do this earring with a different color heart, like maybe a white heart or a red heart or a pink heart, you will definitely see those swirls. But because I used the hematite wire and I used, hematite, this rainbow hematite darker bead, you can't see it as much. So yeah, my friends, let us get beady with it. And we're going to make this earring. So what you are going to need for this beautiful baby, and we're going to put right there. You are going to need 6. Now, these are, I want to say, probably a 4 to 5 millimeter hematite heart. And I use 6 of those. So, guys, you can use whatever you have in your stash. And what spurned this was I had those laying on my desk, and then I had these like oil slick ear wires also laying on my desk, and I said, oh, I have to do something here. And then when I saw these hearts, and I was like, yeah, I definitely have to do something here. So you need these 3 hearts. You don't need a whole lot of things here. You need, 2 of these hearts, 6 of these hearts, 2 ear wires, and you're going to need a little bit of wire. And we are using 22 gauge. I'm using 22 gauge Beadalon German style wire. And you are going to need about approximately, let's see, you're going to need 2 8-inch pieces, and then you're going to need 2 5-inch pieces. So let's work on the 5-inch piece. So the 8-inch piece is going to go here in the length, and then the 5-inch piece is going to be just wire wrapping this little guy. And in both pairs of earrings, my friends, we are going to be treating these hearts kind of very similar how we wrap them. So this way, I don't know if you noticed when I had the other side on there, I put a little wire on the back so this way our heart does not flip over, right? The heart is secure and not going to flip over, and that's kind of what I wanted. Okay, so we're going to take 5 pieces of this wire, and you're going to need some cutters. You're going to need some nylon jaw pliers if you want to straighten, oh, what am I doing? If you want to straighten some of this wire. I'm also going to cut my 8-inch piece as well. While I'm here, I might as well, because I am going to need an 8-inch piece as well. Okay. All right. So we'll put our cutters to the side, and we're going to put our 8-inch piece of wire to the side. You will also need some round nose pliers, and you are also going to need a set of chain nose pliers. And then, like I said, if you have some nylon jaw pliers, that is also a beautiful thing. Okay, so first I'm just going to go ahead and straighten this wire out a little bit. Now, friends, if you are working with this hematite wire, I will tell you, this Beadalon German style hematite color, you can mark up the wire, and you will see, like, when you cut it, or if you press down too hard on it, you will see that copper core come out. I don't know if you guys can see it in this picture, but this wire actually has a copper colored core underneath the hematite color. So you just, if you're using this particular wire, just be gentle. That's all. Just be gentle. You know, use your nylon jaw pliers when you can. And yeah. So, oh, guys, I forgot you're also, oh my gosh. I'm looking at the list and I'm like, I know I need something else. Guys, you're also going to need some delicas. Now, these are, I believe, a size 10 delica. These were from Danielle Wicks, and you're not going to see the color, so it doesn't matter what color, but you're going to need 10 of those. So you're going to need 5 in each earring. And like I said, you're not going to see them. This is kind of our illusionary trick here. I almost forgot the magic. These sea beads are the magic, my friends. Okay. Whew, that was dicey. All right, my friends. So, you know, we got this nice and straight, and we are loving that. And I'm just warming it up a little bit. I got a cat hair in my hand. I'll just warm it up a little bit, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a wrapped loop. So I'm going to take this plier here, and it doesn't have to be a terribly long wrap loop. We're just going to go about 1/4 of the way down the wire. And we're going to bend that wire over the plier, and then we're going to bring in our round nose pliers, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a wrapped loop here. Oh, wait, you know what? You know what, guys? Nope, that's not what we're doing. I totally forgot. We did a knotted head pin. That's right. Okay. Rewind. I'm going to cut just another 5-inch piece of wire. I was going ahead of myself there, guys. We got to make a knotted head pin. That is what we're doing here. Okay. I was just checking to make sure y'all saw what was going on there. All right. Yeah. And actually, I was thinking about the other earring because we also have a very similar application, what we're doing with that. So I'll go a little ahead of myself. Let me go ahead and straighten this piece of wire out again. And I am doing this also, like, I'm not pressing down really hard because, again, I don't want to scratch up this wire. I don't know why it's this wire. I love this. It's a beautiful color, but I feel like it's a little bit sensitive. See how, like, that copper core shows through? I don't know if you can see that. Oh, no, I don't have a proper receptacle. Have to get one. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay, so again, we have this 5-inch piece of wire. We're going to be making a knotted head pin. So basically, you are going to need your, oh my God, my round nose pliers were stabbed. Like, guys, did I ever tell you the story about I stabbed myself in the leg with these pliers? Well, anyway, it was just, they were stabbed full on into my bead mat, like feloniously. Okay, my goodness, these guys are dangerous. All right. So you're going to take these onto the flush side, And we're going to take it, you know, right about there. You don't want any wire showing through here. Take it a little bit down closer to the, just a little bit closer down there. And I'm just going to start just wrapping it around my pliers. Now you will see it coming up here a second time. Again, guys, don't press too hard because you can make the color look weird on here. So now it is coming up a third time, if you can see that. So before it comes past this wire, we're going to go ahead and push it up, right? So then you have this kind of going across your tool like this. Okay? And then you can go ahead and take that off the tool. And then you'll have this little foot shape. And then what I like to do is I will take the little foot and I will put him in his sock. And yeah. And I will take my bent chain nose pliers and I will go ahead and pull. Now guys, I'm not pulling terribly hard or fast, just gently. I'm just treating this wire like a good friend. Okay. And then I'm also straightening her out because that's what good friends do. We straighten each other's crowns. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these delicas on here, and it doesn't matter which one. We're going to cover that up, right? Just put that on there. And then we're going to take our heart and we're going to put our heart on. And then we are going to, now we want the loop for the heart. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you want it to be front facing, then just make sure the loop on your connecting part is opposite facing. But I like this one for myself. We're going to do it opposite facing. And then this loop on this component is going to be front facing. Front, opposite. Okay. So what we're going to do here is give you guys a concussion with all the plier dropping. I'm going to go to about here, and this is about where my plier is touching that the top of that heart, right? And then that's where I'm going to make my bend. So I'm going to go ahead and make my bend over the plier, and then this is where we're going to make our wrapped loop. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this guy in, and I'm going to make this wrap loop. I'm going to take that wire, bend it over the mandrel, spin the mandrel around, bring that wire back over to the other side, and I'm going to change hands. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just make sure this loop is nice and straight. And guys, we want our front. Okay, so this is our front, right? There's our front. So we want the front and the loop to be like that. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start wrapping. Now, if your little heart spins around, not a problem, right? Just remember that this is going to be the front. We're going to do one more wrap and see how that heart spun around on its own. That is okay. Now we're going to take this wire and we're going to bring it around like we were bringing it for another wrap, and then we're going to lay it behind. We're going to lay that behind, right? And then we're going to go ahead and you can take this off of the tool now. Okay. And so this is what you should have. And now I will take my nylon jaw pliers here because, like I said, this wire is very fragile. And you don't even actually have to use your pliers, but I was just trying to be technical. Just go ahead and lay your thumb. Make sure this is even, right? We want this loop to come like this. Lay your thumb against that, holding that wire to your bead, and then take this wire around the seed bead. And then we're going to wrap. Try to get it as close to the bead as you can, because we don't really want any of that seed bead to show, right? That seed bead is a mirage. So when we turn it over on the front, we can't see. You can see a little bit of the metal from the cut of, that's what I'm saying about this hematite wire, but the seed bead is covered up, and that's what we wanted, right? So we're going to come back here, and I'm actually going to just unwrap it a tiny bit. Okay. So I can come in and cut at a better angle. And then we're just going to find, guys, I have to get some bent chain nose pliers without the teeth. I had a pair because I like to really use those for this kind of stuff. And I had a pair and they fell behind my desk and I haven't been able to find them. So, okay, so this is what you should have. So now this is going to stop your heart from spinning around on your earring. And just make sure all of this is just, you know, nice and straight, looking good. Don't crush this metal too much. I think that's good. Okay, there she goes. All right, now we are going to bring in our 8-inch piece of wire. And we are going to straighten this one out. Where are those pliers? We are going to straighten this one out, just like we did the last one. Okay. And this is where we're going to start out with a wrapped loop. Okay, straighten that out. And I am just going to go ahead and flush this end. It's something I enjoy doing. And then we're going to take our pliers, and this is, now we're going to come down here and make a wrapped loop. And again, you don't need a whole lot of wire, but you also don't want to waste a lot of wire because we are going to be making wraps in here. So I'm just going to go ahead, bend that wire over the tool. And then I'm going to bring in my round nose pliers, and I am going to make a loop. Now, do not close your loop yet, right? Bring the wire over, but don't throw your wrap in yet. Go ahead, take that off of the tool. And we're just going to open it slightly. Just going to swing that door open a little bit, and then we're going to throw this guy on. Okay, and he's going to settle in there. And then we're going to close the door. Okay, don't give it a squish, just a little tiny tap. Okay, so then this is what you'll have. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to maybe hold this here because we do have to close this up with a wrapped loop now. What side is that on? Okay, let me turn it around. This will be easier. Okay, I'm just going to put my tool in here and I'm going to change hands, and I am just going to wrap this wire around here a couple times, right? Just a couple times. You can do it with your fingers, whatever you think is easier. Okay, and that's good. So then this is now what we have. Okay, and we're going to come to the back and we're going to clip this off. Guys, wait till you see the next pair of earrings. Oh my goodness. So cute. Okay, and I'm just going to, you can come back here and just kind of make sure everything is squeezed into place. Don't do that. And then, oh my God, because it's such a long, awkward piece of wire. Okay, make sure that there's no pokey outies. All right, and now we are going to, let's see. Did I not get enough delicas? Did I put delicas? I know I put them here and here. No, I did not put delicas on the bottom because we are going to wrap over top of those wire wraps, so then it will match up everywhere. So we're going to put on one of our hematite hearts. And then we're going to put on 2 delicas. Or whatever, guys, if you don't have delicas, you can use any kind of... I like these for this because they're a more cylindrical than round. So I feel like they wrap a little bit more natural. You know, like a round bead would maybe not wrap as nicely. You couldn't put wraps over top of it as nicely because of the shape. But with the cylindrical shape, I feel like it just kind of... It's just like putting wraps on top of the wire. Because it's a nice, you know, shape. So this is what you should have. So we've got a heart, and then we've got 3 hearts, and then we've got 2 delicas in between, 2 sets of delicas in between here. Okay. And then let's see. So this is our back. This is our front. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do another wrapped loop up in the top here. So we are going in the same direction as the bottom, which of this component. So I kind of like that symmetry. So we're going to bend that wire over top. And then we're going to make a wrapped loop up here, right? Bringing that wire over and around, spinning those pliers, find a good spot on your tool, bring that around, and then we're going to switch hands. Now we have to find which is the front and which is the back. Okay, so this is the back. So we're going to go ahead and this is the front actually, but when I made this earring the first time, this was the back. So I'm going to treat it as the back, and hopefully we get the same effect that we got the first time. So I made a couple of wraps there. So when I can't wrap anymore, I am going to go ahead and take this wire and go behind. Like we did with the bigger heart, I'm going to go behind. Now I am going to take this off the tool, and that loop is a little, looking a little crooked, but she can be fixed. Okay. So that's all right. We'll fix all that. Which is, at this point, it's just making sure that our hearts and our loops are all going in the same direction. We need everybody to be matched up, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this wire. We're laying it across this bead, and then we're going around behind, okay? Now, be kind of tight here. Be kind of tight. Hold that wire nice and tight and make just some consistent wraps here. What we are doing is we are just wrapping over those seed beads, right? Firmly. I mean, I'm not yanking the wire, but we're wrapping firmly. Okay. Now we've come to this one. Okay. So continue to take your wire over. And again, we're going to do that same move. We're going to take this wire over there and then bringing it to the back. Okay. And this is if you want, now you can flip it over. As you can see, you can flip it over. And if you don't want those swirly wire bits around the hearts, you can flip it over and do either way. Okay, so we are back onto this side and making sure everything is nice and straight. And right up against that bead, we are going to start our wraps. Okay, wrapping all the way, covering all of that delica. Okay, now we're going to come around here, and then we're going to make that little swoosh. Okay, we're going to make that little swoosh, and then we're going to bring, and you could maybe a 9-inch piece of wire. 8 inches is taking it right down there to the to the bone marrow. That probably wasn't enough. I don't know. Well, we're going to make it work, my friends. We're going to make it work. Let's see. I'm afraid I'm just going to cut it at this point. I don't know. That's fine. Guys, give yourself a little bit more wire, just a tiny bit. Or you can do a 24 gauge. I tried this one. I tried this with 24 gauge first, and I didn't love it. So, to me, I kind of liked it with the 22. All right, I'm just putting that pokey bit down, not smashing, just gently showing her to her seat. Yeah, and so now we can flip it over and we can kind of straighten it out a little bit because it might get a little perfluzzled. Might get a little, that's looking pretty good though. Is that the front or the back? That is the front. Well, guys, look, I did it on the wrong side. That's okay, because guess what? We can fix it. I don't know how, but we can fix it. Yeah, because I want this to be the front with the wire swoops. That's okay, we can fix it. What I'm going to do, and guys, be careful when you do something like this. Since we didn't use a jump ring here, what we can do is just change the direction of this heart. But it is wired in here, guys, so you're going to want to, if you need to do this, or you know what, actually, but then I'll have to do that heart too. I think that might actually be the better move. What if we, no, I got to spin this one. Okay. All right, my friends, we're going to spin this one. We're going to be very careful. There we go. And all I did was just spin it. I just spun the heart on the bottom. And then I put her in that direction. So, you know, just a little lesson. I thought I was putting it on the right way, and I was not. But anyway, I think that is a gorgeous fun earring. I love this little bit of texture up here, this little bit of spirally texture. So yeah, let's lay that down next to this one. Let's see how we like that. That's lovely. Now we'll put our ear wire on. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this slightly. I hope I don't break it. Sometimes these ear wires make me nervous. And I only have 2, so we got to be very careful. I'll probably open that way too much. I don't know. There we go. Okay. So there we go, my friends. There is our appetizer earrings. Our gorgeous rock, like, come on, they're pretty rock and roll, right? They are pretty rock and roll. Love them. Okay, let's move them off the screen. So I'm just going to pause you guys real quick because I got to clean my glasses. I'm like sweating and my glasses are fogging up. Give me a second. Okay, besties, and we're back. So let me show you the second pair of absolute rock and roll diva let's go earrings. I mean, they're rock and roll, but they're also romantic. So these are what I like to call my heart bouquet. And we are doing a cluster. And we are also doing a chain cluster, guys, but this is not going to be not nearly half as intense as the last chain cluster that we did, I promise you. So I just love this. I don't know. It's just so perfect. Look how beautiful that is. Oh. It's just like so organic, but so like punky and rock and roll and just so cool. It kind of reminds me of a heart bouquet. So much so that that's what I've named this earring. This is the heart bouquet. But guys, this is intense as far as material wise. So you are going to need 2 of these hearts. Of course, you're going to need 2 ear wires. What you're going to need here is a collection of what I've done is fire polish. And I will show you these beads as soon as I have them separated. Some are already prepared for us for time constraint. You're going to need some chain. Some, like I said, some are prepared. You're also going to need, I've chosen 4mm jump rings for this one. But if you, because I want to keep a nice tight cluster, and the smaller your jump rings are, the tighter your cluster will be. At least that's what I hear. Okay. So for the fire polish, I picked these delightful, these are a 4mm fire polish. I'm hoping that they are coming in. I could get the white dish. I feel like I'm not focusing today. Make sure there's no cat hairs in there. We have these lovely, like, metallic, I don't know. I wish they would, I hope they're coming up. They're just really pretty. And these are from the Dollar Bee box, from the Dollar Bee bag. And so fortunately, because they are from the Dollar Bee bag, I also have the same exact bead in a 3mm size. Okay, it's the same one as the 4, just in the 3. So we're going to be using both of those. But guys, whatever you have in your stash is cool. It's cool. We're also going to be using some 4mm jump rings. So for this design, we are using 2 1.5-inch pieces of chain. We are going to be using 20 of these 4mm fire polish. Guys, I know that's a lot, but and we're also going to be using 14 of the 3mm fire polish, 34 head pins. Eeks, I'm sorry. And 6 4mm jump rings. So it is a little, but guys, if you're like me, and when you started your jewelry journey and you didn't really know, you didn't understand what sizes are, and I've been on my jewelry journey for a couple years now, and sometimes I still don't look at sizes, but I've got a bunch of these little baby head pins, and they're super cute, but like, what do you do with this size? This is what you do with this size. So if you're like me and you have I have a couple of bags of these in different colors, this is a great project to use them up, right? It's a really great project. I don't know why I dumped all these. We only need a couple. So we're gonna do 3 of these together. So we're gonna do 2 of the 7mm. I mean 2 of the 7mm. Oh my goodness. 2 of the 4mm. Right. So I'm just putting my plier right up against the bead, and I'm just going to bend my plier and chomp down. You can take your finger, just push it over the wire. I like to use my pliers. Yeah, because it makes me feel good to use tools. Okay. And I'm just doing this real quick to each one. This is how I do. This is the 3mm fire polish here with the extra, looks like bobo hair. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. And we're going to bend that down. Okay. So that goes in here and that goes in here. All right. So now we're going to cut and roll, my friends. Cut and roll. We don't need to take a lot off of these, just a little bit. So I'm just going to take about where I can see the wire. That's what I'm going to take off of that one. Okay, and then I'm gonna roll. And again, guys, you don't want to make really tiny loops here because we are going to be attaching these to chain. So we're just rolling like that. And then I'll come in here with this plier and I'll just straighten that out, that neck part out. And then this was not the prettiest of loops, but we're going to make it pretty. We're going to fix it. Okay, so it looks like that. Just a simple loop. Okay, and then we're going to do that with these two. And these are a little bit bigger, so I have to cut a little bit less, but I do want to cut just a little tiny bit from both of these, just to make sure that's flush. I mean, it's usually flush. You know, these are usually flush, but I just like to be a little for sure. Okay, so again, I roll up a little bit. I don't know why I do that. It's just what I've always done. Okay, I'm going to take my pliers here. I'm going to put it right here on the crook. And I'm just going to bend that back a little bit, breaking that neck, making sure that's closed. Guys, you want to make sure your loops on these are closed. These are going to be going on jump rings, so we're not going to be opening the bigger ones back up. We're only going to be opening the smaller ones up. Okay, and again, we're just going to roll. And again, I don't know why I do that. It's one of those things. Making sure that's closed. Okay, so we have our 7. There's going to be 7 of the small guys on the chain, and then we're going to have 10 of the big guys on the cluster. So now the way this chain is going to go is I am going to put one of these on the bottom. I'm going to put one of these guys on the bottom. So I'm just going to open this guy up. I'm going to thread this piece of chain. Okay. And then I'm just going to close back up. Now these are the 3mm fire polish that we're putting on the chain. Okay. So now we don't have to agonize over every other. I'm not counting links like we did in the last one. This is just going to be organic, but I am going to try to space them out a little bit, right? I am going to try. I don't want them all clumped up together. I am going to try to space them out, and I'm also going to try to space them out on either side. But it really, in this project, we're being free-spirited, my friends. So I'm just going to go ahead, open that up. I'm just going to go find a link somewhat close to the bottom. Doesn't matter where, which side. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and close that. Make sure that's nice and closed. You can lay that down and see where that drop falls. So maybe we put the next drop on the other side, right? But it doesn't have to be right next across from it. We can, you know, just put it wherever you want to put it. What side are we opening here? Okay, that's right. I was confused for a second. Okay. And I'm going to pick this up and maybe put this one right here. Maybe. I say, oh yeah, this is such an easy project, actually. I don't like that one's a little bit little. I'm going to use my tool here. Okay, so that's on that side. Let's put this one. What are you doing, Kyle? I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I'm really not sure what I'm doing at this point. I thought maybe putting it on the tool would help, but it really didn't. Okay. I'm just going to throw this on wherever. You know what? I'm probably going to redo this one because that loop is just too small and it's irking my soul. That one was really sad. And you know what? When I made that one, I said, that's going to be small, Kyle. You sure you want to use that one? Okay. Let's just roll this. It'll be easier for me to put it on this side. Again, just grabbing a random link on this side. Doesn't matter which one. Okay. And I'm going to just hold that upside down a little bit while I close it. This way we don't lose it. Okay. So now we've got these two on. Are they on the same side or the same side or opposite side? I don't know. Just let's keep going. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has to get redone. Okay. Well, I might try it again without redoing it. We'll see. I don't know if I'm ready to give up on it yet. I don't like giving up on things. Okay. So let's go a little bit higher up here with this one. Again, this is just a very organic. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be what it is. Because it looks like every dangle's on that side, but they're not. Every dangle is not on that side. It just looks that way. I think this one's on that side. I don't know. Maybe they are on that side. Nope. No, they're on different sides. Okay. Let's do another one. So did you guys watch the Super Bowl? That's why I'm on a little bit later. Well, not so you guys can tell, because by the time that I get this edited and up, it'll be well past midnight, for sure. But, did you guys watch the Super Bowl? I had to call my son after the Super Bowl because, just to congratulate him. My son is a huge Eagles fan, as you guys know. We are from Philadelphia. I'm just going to flip this chain around because it's just easier for me to put it on, with this, holding it like that. If that made any sense. Of course, now it's trying to pop off his little doodad there. Oh my gosh. I thought this was going to be easier. But yeah, so I had to call him and say congratulations. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm from Philly. I'm born and raised 43 years in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And yeah, I'm not really an Eagles fan. I'm gonna tell you. And then you can kind of put this out and see how you like it. Looks like we're gonna just add 2 more up here closer to the top, and then we should be done. But anyway, I'm just gonna redo this one. I'm a Cowboys fan. So yeah, Cowboys fan growing up in Philadelphia was not the easiest route of my life, but it is what it is. I survived. But I'm gonna be honest. If the Cowboys can't be in it and can't be representing, then I'm glad it's the home. Then it's the home team representing the NFC, right? If it can't be my team, then I'm glad it was the home team. And look, they didn't just represent, my friends. They won. So kudos to them. Congratulations. But my son was super excited, so I called him up just to wish him a congratulations. And he's so happy. And even if I wasn't, you know what I mean? Even if it wasn't a hometown thing, it's the fact that it made my son so happy, right? To see the Eagles win. So my son is happy, then I'm happy, my friends. It's just quite literally that simple. All right, so I'm going to put this one up closer to the top. Okay, let's see what we have. But it was a good game. Like the Eagles, I was a little, so we're going to put this one up here. I was a little surprised. The Eagles put on quite the belt to bottom, if you know what I'm saying. They put on quite the show. You don't want to take it too close to the top because, sorry if I'm off focus. You don't want to take it too close to the top because we are going to have a cluster at the top, right? And if you put these too far up to the top, you won't see them because of the cluster. And why are you not going on? I feel like I just whined. Why are you not going on? What is happening? I think this one's too small too. Look what I did. Why? Just go. Just go. There we go. So yeah. So kudos and all that. Okay, enough about football. I am happy though. I hope everybody in Philadelphia can behave themselves though, guys, because I don't know if you know much about Philadelphian sports history, but I don't know. Sometimes it's dicey. Okay, so we have our little tail portion done, and now we are going to work on the rest of this. So you are going to need some wire for this. So you are going to need a piece of 5-inch piece of 22 gauge wire. So pretty much we're doing the same thing that we did in the last earring with the heart by wrapping around the bottom and keeping it in place so this way the heart doesn't spin. We are doing that same thing. So nothing hard. We're not doing hard here at all. Okay, and we're just going to cut a piece of 5-inch wire. There she is. Where are my cutters? All right. Oh, guys, I was so excited, and I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I don't even know why I just started to bring it up, because I actually have feelings, strong feelings about it. I was over there on the Silver Silk Sunday, and Neely just talked me into buying one of the, no, I bought one of those Silver Silk Tucson bundles. Then I told myself I was on a buying freeze because, well, one, I really don't have the money, but two, my dog's having surgery next Monday, so that's going to be expensive. And what I did was I paid off one of my credit cards, and I was feeling so good about myself, but I paid it off so this way, just in case we didn't have enough money, because they said the surgery can, run on the lower side 600 and then on the higher side closer to 1,000. So we don't exactly know. We won't know until the surgery happens, because he doesn't know how long it's going to take him to remove the tumors. He's removing 2 tumors. So we'll see. If it takes longer, then obviously it'll be more expensive. But now I have such buyer's guilt. Do you guys ever get that? Like, I was feeling good because I paid off my credit card, and I was also hoping that it was going to raise my credit score a little bit so I could apply for care credit at the vet's office. Like, I have all of these plans, right? I've got like plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D, okay? And I'm formulating plan E just in case. But I'm that kind of person. I have to have multiple routes, right? I have to have multiple routes of exit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I know we're getting away from the jewelry, but I just wanted to ask you guys, like, do you guys struggle with that? Like, knowing that you're on a budget, and I don't know, I was just feeling so good, right? I was feeling so good, and we were chatting in the community, and people were like, oh, that's great, and then Neely was showing beads, and I was like, oh my God, I just have to get one. And I know Danielle got me one. She got me the bouquet one, so I'm like, oh, you don't need it, Kyle, you've got one coming. But I just couldn't help myself, because I'm like, well, now I got, a credit card I can use. And I went and I purchased it. Now listen, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's a double-edged sword because I didn't really have the money, and I was kind of on a bead freeze, and I'm trying to behave myself, and I have the dog surgery coming up. But it's a double-edged sword because I'm also supporting my friend, right? I'm supporting Neely. I'm supporting a small business, and I want him to be successful. And I'm also treating myself to beautiful beads, and I also bought it for the channel, right, guys? Like, I'm thinking of all this stuff for the channel because this is going to be great content for the channel. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. But anyway, I know I got off topic, but we do that here sometimes, guys, because I do like to talk to you guys, and see how you feel about things like this. Because it's nice to know that we all kind of are in the same struggle bus sometimes, right? Because if I'm going to struggle, guys, I want to struggle with amazing, beautiful people like you. But it's okay, right? I just have to let it go that I'm supporting my friend, and I'm getting amazing beads and silver silk, and I don't feel sorry about that. I'm very excited about that. I just hope that because it was a real impulsive thing, guys, and I struggle with impulsive things. It's part of my borderline personality disorder. I get really bad impulse control problems, and that was why. Anyway. Yeah, but it's going to be totally worth it. It's going to be totally worth it in the long run. Okay, I'm done. So what we're going to do here is we are just going to make a wrapped loop, and we're going to, again, like on the first component that we did, we're going to take the wire about 1/4 of a way down. It doesn't have to be down a whole lot. We're going to bend that over, and we are going to grab our round nose pliers. And we're going to take that wire over the pliers, flip it around. Oh my goodness, sometimes it will just flip right on off of there. You see that, guys? Of course you saw it. How could you miss it? Anyway, oh, what is going on with my pliers? Now I've lost track of where I'm at. Okay. Flip it over. Okay. Flip it over. And then we're going to center up that loop. Everything is just falling apart here. And I'm just going to finger wrap this here on the tool. We're keeping it on the tool so it'll keep that nicer shape. And we're just finger wrapping some little wraps in here. Just some little wraps. I think we're doing 3, right? Let's take it off the tool, and then this is what you should have. Lovely. Okay. We're done with the ruler, my friends. The ruler is done for the evening. She can go take a siesta, take a little break, go do what she got to do. Maybe she's got to run to the Walmart, grab some things. I don't know. But she's off for the evening. Okay. All right, so now we have that, and now we are going to take our heart and slide this heart on here. Now, guys, you can do, we are going to do in the same direction, right, as the bottom loop. We're going to go in the same direction as the bottom loop. So we're going to take our pliers, and I am just going to line that bottom loop up so our pliers are going in the same direction. I don't know why I did it like that. Our pliers are going in the same direction. That's not right either. Spin the heart. Well, anyway, there we go. Okay. About right there. Okay. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing here right now. I'm just trying to make sure these loops are going in the same way. But I don't need it terribly large. There we go. Just like that. That seemed a little more complicated than it needed to be. Okay, and then we're going to take this wire, flip it around, spin our tool, keep the wire on the tool, flip it around this way. And then, okay, I'm just going to go ahead while I have these 2 on the tool now, make sure that these hearts are nice and lined up, right? We want them going in the same direction. We want them to be friends, okay? We want them to be friends, right? Now we are going to start wrapping our wire around. Now see how that's, and it doesn't matter what side, but we do want our heart, the front of our heart, we want our heart to go, the front of our heart to be with the front of our wire, right? So, so we are going to take this wire now. We are behind, I'll take this off the tool. The wire is now behind the heart, and then we're going to pull it all the way down here, right up against the butt of the heart, right? And then we're just going to finger wrap that down to the bottom. So you just have a nice little bulky wrap, but again, it's going to keep our heart in place, so it's not going to spin around. Oh my. Guys, I really and truly need a bigger desk. If I could show you guys how little this desk is, I swear sometimes I feel like I'm Stuart Little on this little tiny desk. You guys remember Stuart Little? Of course you remember Stuart Little, because you are all awesome, and Stuart Little is awesome. Why did I not get... There's still... Just be careful cutting these little... My goodness. Does not want to get in there. Okay, I'm just going to tuck the rest in. That's fine. Yeah, but that's what I feel like, because this desk is so... This is my filming desk. My work desk is huge, right? Okay, here we go. My work desk is huge, but this desk is tiny. All right, so now we have a series of 4mm jump rings. Now, guys, if you want to use a little bit bigger jump ring... Oh, I'm sorry, Bo. Are you okay? I almost knocked Bobo off my chair. I'm just going to hydrate real quick, my friends. Okay. So we're going to take our chain, and we're going to do these groups of clusters like this. We're going to do 2 at the top, one on each side at the top, and then we're going to do 2 on each side for the next 2 rows. Okay, and that is how we're going to build. So we're going to have our first jump ring. And these are little, guys, so if I'm being real slow, it's because I have trouble seeing the seams. Oh, and by the way, thank you. Shout out to our beautiful friend, Teresa Fowler, who will be sending me her goggles. Remember, guys, I talked about those Amazon goggles? She said she has a pair. She doesn't care for them, so she's going to send them to me, and I'm here for it. All right, so thank you so much, Teresa. I cannot wait to be able to see again. So we're going to take that chain, put that on the jump ring, and then we're going to take 1, 2 on each side. So guys, these are stainless steel jump rings. These are 18 gauge. So this is it's a good enough, it's a strong enough jump ring to hold everybody. But it is a small jump ring, so you just have to be careful in there. It's really hard to see. So we're going to go ahead and close that up. We put 2 on the other side. Okay, we're going to close that up. And what I like to do, and since I have this little extra piece of wire here, I am going to put this little piece of wire through there, and then I'm going to lay it down. And that will keep my place for the next jump ring. And these are hematite. Everything is hematite. My chain is hematite. This is all hematite rock and roll. Bobo, should you be sitting up there, buddy? Oh, he's sitting on my desk just looking at me like, what are you going to do about it? I swear they challenge me. I swear. All right, we're going to pick this up. And then I'm just going to go ahead and insert my jump ring into this jump ring. You can do it through the wire, whatever have you, whatever works for you. We're going to put, again, a series of 2 on one side. Okay. And we are going to put a series of 2 on this side. All right. We are rocking and rolling, my friends. We are almost done. This gorgeous pair of earrings. And then I have 2 more earrings. I haven't designed them yet, but more on the spring side, using those flowers. Those like greenish, gorgeous teal flowers that were in the in the opalite box. I don't think they were in the amethyst box, but they might have been. I know for sure they were in the opalite box. But we're gonna do some more little springy designs with those, I feel. All right, and we are doing our last jump ring here. Okay. I have some real cute ideas though. Okay, we're going to pick this up. And again, very gingerly and gently, we're going to go ahead and hook this on. I hooked it onto the wire. We are going to hook this on to our jump ring. And then we're going to attach 1 to one side. Now we're just doing a series of 1 here. Okay. And we're going to attach 1 to the other side. And then we are going to attach our component. Right? Yeah. And the way this jump ring is set up, it is facing the opposite way. That's why I set it up to do this, so it will hang nicely with the focal. Okay, we're going to close that. Make sure, and there we go. Look at how stinking beautiful that is. Just a little bouquet, you know, you have a little cluster, and then she has her tail. Just beautiful. Let's go ahead and put a jump ring on this one. A jump ring, an ear wire. My goodness, it is time to go to sleep or something. I don't know, but Kyle's getting punchy. All right. Again with these, gosh darn, I hate opening these things. I was afraid that I'm going to open them too much, and because they've snapped off on me. But I think they're pretty. I think they hang nice. So there we have it, my friends. There are your bouquet flower earrings with our organic tassels. I love these this bead combination. I'm so glad that I had these beads in my stash that look so amazing with these hearts. Yeah, so guys, look at us being rock and roll. And I will be sending these out to 2 of my very, very beautiful, sweet Beady Besties. Yeah, I'll just have to figure out who I'm going to send what. But I hope you guys make these. They were super fun. I especially like these. I thought that was a neat little texture idea. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I hope you have an amazing start of your week. Tomorrow is Monday. So yeah, guys, have a great day. I know I keep saying so yeah all the time. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so yeah, my friends. Have a great day, my loves. Have a great week. I'm sending you so many hugs and sending you so much love. Keep planting those beans. You know what I'm saying? Every single day, keep planting those beans. See you guys. Bye.